You know, a lot of times the video game world is kind of back and forth. We see Microsoft do something, we see Sony do something, we see these companies kind of do little things back and forth. There's going to be successes on both sides, there's going to be failures on both sides. The main thing that I think that we're going to continue to see is a difference in the way that Sony and Microsoft do things. And there has to be a difference because both companies are set up to run differently. Both companies are set up to kind of attack and earn things differently. So the way that Microsoft likes to do things, they absolutely want to get monthly active users. They want to see as many people as possible playing their games because they're not so much a hardware company as they are a software slash services company. So people have to understand that pretty much right away when it comes to Microsoft. They're going to do things differently. They're not counting on big sales of video games to, do things for them, to kind of win things over, right? What they're counting on is people subscribing to Game Pass. It's pretty much that simple. Sony, on the other hand, they are counting on people really kind of going out there and buying their games. Their games are expensive to make, $100+ million games. And, the great thing about that is it's working for them. And what Microsoft is doing is working for them. So that's something that we have to kind of keep in mind. There's more than one way to go about things in the video game world. And so many people kind of forget that. So I am kind of glad to see that, both are having success. And of course, obviously, we're going to continue to see so many of these things happen. But I do want to get into this. This is some pretty interesting news, and definitely some news that I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about in the future. So yes, incredible stuff right here. Yeah, Sony did kind of one-up Microsoft a little bit, but that doesn't mean anything. Obviously, Microsoft will probably be happy with what they're doing, and Sony seems thrilled with what they're doing. So I want to get into the video. Hey there, everyone. I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, reviews, opinions, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. I know you all are so busy. You've got family, friends, work, school, whatever, but the fact that you spent some time watching some of my videos means everything. Please give us a like. That keeps us going, keeps the content flowing, and hit the bell if you do subscribe and hit notifications for everything because that's very important. Now, listen. Microsoft announced that Forza Horizon 5 had 18 million players. They announced that Halo Infinite had over 20 million players, right? They've announced that Sea of Thieves has 25 million players, and they've announced that the game Grounded has 10 million players. Now, sounds good. This is the metric that Microsoft wants to go by, right? That's their metric. The interesting thing is, if you look at something like Grounded, right? That's a success for that team, right? A 10-person team put that game together. It's not even fully launched yet, but you get 10 million. But if you look on what's going on with the game on Steam, which I don't really go by, but I do think that it's very interesting that there's next to nobody playing it. And if you look on the Xbox Top 50, it's not there either. So even though 10 million people might have played it, it does look like that it's not super active, but I'm sure that'll probably change or whatever. But anyway, Microsoft is happy with that. 20 million Halo or whatever. Really, really interesting. And like I said, coming with Game Pass and all that kind of stuff, that's the metrics that they want. Success, right? Well, today, Sony came out and announced Horizon Zero Dawn sales numbers, which the game reached 20 million. So that's 20 million sales, that's the metric that Sony wants. That's the one they're looking for. They're looking to sell a lot of copies of these games. Horizon Zero Dawn's success is a remarkable feat in the gaming space. Obviously, the PlayStation blog stated that it's been reported as of November 28, 2021, the game has sold over 20 million copies with a total of 1 billion hours played. This is what the PlayStation blog actually has to say. Very interesting stuff. It says, and I quote, "We love seeing the never-ending flow of cosplay and in-game photography, and it's amazing how fast the community has grown as well. We are happy to share that as of November 28, 2021, Horizon Zero Dawn has sold through more than 20 million units worldwide across PlayStation 4 and PC combined. and the community has spent more than 1 billion hours in the game. It humbles us. Thank you so much for your love and dedication. Now, to celebrate the momentous occasion and to keep the hype going, the company also released a new cinematic trailer for the upcoming Horizon Forbidden West. In this brand new trailer, we hear Aloy reflect back on Roth's teaching as she faces new and dangerous threats in the Forbidden West. Now, the PlayStation blog also remarks on the news that Horizon Forbidden West can be now preloaded on consoles. While this might come as some great news, the file size of the game might be quite massive for some users across PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The Japanese and US versions of the game are the lightest at 80 gigabytes, while the European version is almost 100 gigabytes due to the multiple languages not included in the other versions. PlayStation 4 users might also be delighted to know that Horizon Forbidden West will not look considerably worse than the PlayStation 5 release. Earlier this week, we saw the game running on the base PlayStation 4 with very slight downgrades to performance and graphics, so players should expect to be satisfied on both the lower and high-end versions of this generation. The very interesting thing is, yeah, it's going to look good on a base PS4. That frame rate seems like it's going to chug around a little bit, but hey, if you're just kind of whatever, can't find a PS5, you're still going to be able to play the game, and I think that that's pretty cool. But again, like 20 million, that's honestly a huge deal. Clearly, Sony comes out and, that's what they want, because let's just be real, and we've heard this from multiple people, Sony can't exactly go out there and afford to, do the same things that Microsoft does. And what I mean by that is take tremendous losses in a service like Game Pass, right? So they have almost 50 million subscribers on PlayStation Plus. They're going to put out Spartacus, which is going to be an enhanced, thing than what they're doing now. But also there is the situation where obviously, us as fans, we're going to have to kind of deal with the idea that we're not going to get day one games in Spartacus, like the big AAAs. It's just not going to happen. So, we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to put up with the fact that it's something, that's honestly happening often. And, again, this is something that, Sony is successful with this. Microsoft is successful with their metric. You're going to have people that are going to, kind of argue back and forth about it, I'm sure. But it's really silly. And like I said, the reason why it's silly is because basically Microsoft is happy with what they're doing. Sony's happy with what they're doing. We should be happy for both these companies that both companies are doing extremely well in terms of their console sales, in terms of being able to go out there and accomplish something, which is we could have consoles all selling 100 plus million, which I don't think we've ever seen from the big three. I mean, the Switch is already there, but we could see the Xbox and PlayStation 5 just absolutely blow everything away, and that would be incredible to say the least, but this is very big news. Congratulations to Sony, 20 plus million players. Again, you put that in with 20 plus million with, they just announced recently that God of War was at that number. Also, you have to look at Spider-Man at that number, The Last of Us at that number. They're selling extremely well. Maybe not Nintendo well, but then again, the fact that there's a lot of third-party games on PlayStation, as well, where Nintendo doesn't get it. I mean, listen, I don't hate Nintendo. I'm just not the biggest Nintendo fan. I think they definitely have their place in gaming. However, to see people get hyped over something like, Portal 1 and 2, which are Xbox 360 games coming to the Switch, that kind of just tells you all you need to know. Or people getting excited for the Force Unleashed coming to Switch. I mean, again, another Xbox 360 game. So the fact that the Switch doesn't get like big third-party support, I think kind of sucks. Yes, they have some absolutely phenomenal exclusives, and that's why people buy it. And I understand that, but I'm just saying, in general terms, it's a little bit odd to me that, people don't really go out there and, play third-party stuff, maybe because it's not capable. Now, I couldn't imagine what Nintendo could do if they had a piece of hardware that was actually powerful, and could actually do something. So, yeah, it'd be very interesting to say the least. But this is interesting news. Congratulations to Sony. I don't think it's a huge knock to Xbox, but they could have meant a little bit of shade by it. Well, we'll have to kind of wait and see. We'll see what happens, but all these things kind of happen for a reason. And Microsoft, Sony, their ultimate success is something that we as fans should really hope for in the long term. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.